Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we'll be reviewing the Kia Sorento Hybrid. Before we get into this video, as always, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbo 1.6 liter 4-cylinder paired to a hybrid and a 6-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 34 miles per gallon combined. Power outputs being 227 horsepower. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So first off, this is finished in a really pretty blue. It's got a lot of metallic flake to it. Kind of reminds me of water in a way. I love the Sorento's new headlight design. You can see the grills all blacked out. Sorry about the bottom section being a little bit dirty. Lots of snow, I know there's not snow around here because it's all melted very quickly. It's been this winter season. But anyways, lots of snow, lots of salt. Anyways, there's the front end. Tire wheel setup is 235 by 55 by 19. You can see with the wheels you got the silver and the blacked out trim, and then you got little fender flares there. You can see the rest of the bodywork with the silver piece there at the bottom, more on the side and then around the windows as well. There's your side profile. Now this leads us to the key fob. You got the Kia logo there, lock and unlock function. We got the opening for the hatch. We'll hold that down for a second, and then you have remote start on the other side. Now with the Sorento, this is actually really cool crossover in the size category. Most don't have a third row. This one does have a third row. You've got an okay amount of space behind the third row. This is one of those vehicles you choose to either have a third row or space. Now with the third row itself, you can see legroom's actually pretty solid, and the seats are nice. Look at that, nice perforated trim there. You've got the cup holders in the back. We also have a USB port as well. So you can fit adults in the back of the third row of the Sorento. Again, reserve it for kids. That's most vehicles in this segment, especially with the narrow bypass there. And you got the little button to lower the hatch right back down. Sorento's taillights are pretty cool as well. HEV badge there in the back, of course, and there's the rest of the rear. Now this leads us to the rear. So it's actually soft touch here at the top, sunshades for the rear passengers. Really nice trim along the door panel. Heated seats for the second row. And look at these seats. Again, pretty fancy. Got like the cross stitching design there. Legroom back here. It's good. Got a little storage pocket here. We've got some vents here in the back, charging ports as well. And then headroom also is pretty darn good. And now popping up front, again, we've got all of the soft touch here down below as well. All of our window controls. You've got your mirror adjustments. Mirrors do power fold in. Memory seat functionality. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And then here's the front seat. Again, got that nice kind of, I guess it's not stitching, but it looks like a cross stitch design with the diamond pattern. All of your seat adjustments there on the side. And then see the nice pedals down below. Stability control there. And then more soft touch on the dash. So taking a look at the steering wheel soft touch all around. Paddle shifters there on the back. Practical controls in the front, including our voice command, volume controls. We've got our adaptive cruise control with the lane centering. Turn signal / light stock. Got our windshield wiper stock on the other side. So kind of a traditional setup. And here's a quick look at the gauge cluster. When you change drive modes, it'll show you which one you're going into. It's a nice little setup there. And you got your pages button, which you can use to see different bits of vehicle information. And then notice it lets you know the battery charge too. We've got a nice 360 camera system with this. Got the cool exterior shot as well. But yeah, great resolution, makes parking this easy. Now as for the rest of the infotainment system, quick response time with it, and everything's very nicely labeled. So I would say that overall, I mean, easy to use, and yes, it is all one screen unit. So we've got our climate controls down below, and yes, this has the swappy buttons, whatever you want to call it, where you switch between climate and then your radio controls there. Got some USB ports and everything down below with our wireless phone charging pad. Heated, cooled seat controls. We've got our dial shifter, your drive mode select, and then for the heated steering wheel, auto hold. It's for your hill descent control, parking brake. You can see parking sensors, and then for the camera, more storage here. And then taking a look at the center console, decent storage. Soft touch trim here on the top. And you can see the nice trim on the dash, regular glove box, camera, rear view mirror with this one. Got a premium headliner and then a panoramic sunroof. Okay, so this one's an SX Prestige. Total MSRP is $49,090. Let's see how it performs. Well, Sorento Hybrid, by the way, we got the turn signal cameras, which I always think is a pretty cool feature. Now, there's a lot to love about the Sorento Hybrid here. So the first thing that I think is pretty nifty, if you ask me, are the seats. They're comfortable. They do a good job with that. And just in general material use, Kia does a really good job. Obviously, this is not a high-end luxury car, so they're not going to use like the most top-end, craziest, nicest materials ever. But everything feels premium. It feels nice. I think they've done really, really well with this. From just the premium standpoint. I mean, you got like the soft headliner, like they know what they're doing. Kia knows what they're doing. Ride quality is good as well. Again, this is a unibody independent suspension vehicle. It's gonna ride well, rides like a car. See how it goes to this puddle. See if that crashes and burns the hybrid system. It's fine. I'm just being crazy, but it's a smooth ride, and it's pretty quiet. Now, this gets pretty darn good fuel economy. It's similar to like a Toyota Highlander in terms of the fuel economy, Highlander Hybrid. So it's right there. I think this is technically a little bit. I should have looked up the specs. I think it's technically a little bit smaller than the Highlander. Definitely smaller than the Grand Highlander, but I think it's even smaller than the regular Highlander by a little bit. So that is something to note. But yeah, the powertrain's just, it's a smooth powertrain. You don't have to really put a lot of effort into it. And what I will say is with the 6-speed, it performs, I would say, gosh, I don't know if better is the best possible term to use. I would say it just feels a little bit smoother than what you get with the ECVTs. The ECVTs are great. I love them. Yeah, this is just a little bit nicer, a little bit smoother overall. So I guess I'll get you guys a little, I don't think anyone's coming behind me, get you guys a little acceleration to kind of show that off. Just gotta make sure that nobody's, yeah, we'll be fine here. Only the cows. Oh, that took a second. I understand I'm in eco mode, so like, just so that we're all aware. Still no one behind me. We're good. I'll throw it into sport mode so you guys can see the difference in terms of response. It still takes a second for things to kick in, but it ain't bad. Again, this is more about economy rather than all-out performance. That's the thing to note. That's the thing to remember about this particular powertrain. That's interesting setup going down in there. So either way, let me guys think about the Sorento Hybrid. I think this is a great competitor to, you know, I think the Highlander, even though it's technically a little bit smaller, I think there's a lot to love about it. And yeah, just the biggest thing is it drives well. And that's what you want out of something like this, is you just want it to drive well. That's all.